I have a question for everyone. That question is, what defines you as a person?
Imagine a friend always by your side. She promises you everything. Naively, you trust her.
From early childhood, many had felt they were expected to be perfect, but didn't feel they had the right to express their true feelings to those around them. Feelings of guilt, of self-revulsion, and low personal esteem.
Listen to her whisper decibels into yell. She lures you in, a spider in a web. A stalker, a shadow on your wall. She buries you under a weight of bricks, critical of each life breath. You ruminate, you obsess. She takes control of your every thought and action. I'm caught. Once conscientious and compliant, she schooled me in toxic rebellion, a cheap kind of resistance.
I remember hating myself at the age of 7. Journals filled to the brim with criticisms by 8. I had enough pages to stitch them into wings, to fly close enough to the sun to see my tears turn to steam. Felt the wax burn on my shoulders and mold into thick skin. I was 9 when I wanted to die. 13 when I found a solution.
She tore me from my happy place. 14, see me crumble, watch my face. I wonder, where's the glamour in being thin? Led only to sickness, I couldn't think just a bit more. She tells me, follow me. I knew her tricks. But I learned to trust my standards, not her. My demands, not hers. I'm no slave to my flaws. You can't break me, I'd say. You stole my flesh, left bones, skin, a mute heart, frail beat.
Anxiety holds me a hostage inside of my house, inside of my head.
But even when I could not eat, my body fought for life.
Insomnia has this romantic way of making the moon feel like perfect company.
She blindfolds me. No perception of my suffering, but that doesn't block out the misconceptions. It's an invisible cloak, but no different to a physical disability. All those that try to explain mental illness needs no blame. My family hurt. I know they care. I closed my wings and flopped all around me. People questioned why I chose to become a skeleton.
I even went to the extreme of harming my body for many years to try and get rid of the food that I'd eaten because I needed the thigh gap and I needed the thin waist.
For these last 2 years, I've tried to stop starving myself and making myself throw up, but I can't. I work on it every day, but I'm so used to it that it doesn't even faze me.
I know that I will be recovered at some point, but I think it takes a lot of work to get there, because it isn't like one day everything clicks into place. Things click and then things fall apart.
Today I want you to put you at the top of your to-do list.
It's the best decision I ever made. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. Every day is worth it.
Happiness. Eating the food you want, not losing your hair, being able to do physical activity without fainting.
Do we ever fully recover? I don't know that.
I have thoughts throughout the day. We all do. But that doesn't mean that my thoughts, all my thoughts, are true and correct. I know that I can't control my thoughts. I can't decide what thoughts pop up in my mind. But one thing that I can control are my actions. So even though my thoughts seem so true and real and correct, it doesn't mean that I'm bound to them.
It's hard, it's super hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. But it's worth it.
Don't live life as if your fears have already been realized. Don't live what you think will happen. Find out what will happen. Because if you're restricting, if you're not challenging yourself, I don't think you're living your ideal life. But if you don't make any changes, you'll never know what else there is. The thoughts are there. They're screaming at me. But is there really any benefit in engaging with that thought and wallowing in the idea that I don't like my body?
Don't listen to her, she is wrong. The flame inside me lit up and shone when I realised all along that I am enough. And I was enough all along because I'm me.